All right, part two. I may pay to upgrade soon, so don't worry. We may not have to do that every time. Okay, so follow up. So customer follow up was how they did Spring Sprint this year, and I loved it. I thought it was a lot better. And Jennifer, I think it was the same for you guys. So let me know. Sorry, I'm getting real comfy. I'm here in the house. I might as well. Look at that. See my mom's nice, nice little decor back there. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, so they had opening session. We were all together in one room, and then they did 4 breakout sessions. Now, in the past, when they've done these breakout sessions, they've given us like 15 different things to choose from, but you could only go to 4. And so it was like, oh man, there's so many great ones. You wanted to go to them all. This time, I loved it because they only had 4 to choose from, and they gave you 4 time slots. Ooh, who's joining us? Hey, Tatum! I think, yes, maybe. It's a wall right now. It's a ceiling. I don't know what it is. Okay, so we'll see your pretty face soon, I'm sure. But they had 4 different sessions to go to, and then you just rotated throughout. There she is. I saw some glasses. Hey, there's it. Hey. Okay, so what was nice about it is the first one was that media one I was telling you about, and then the second one was follow-up, but you didn't miss anything. And then the, what was the other one? I don't remember. Oh, new customers. And then there was an expo. So what they did is they had one big room, and they had, oh, I don't know, 20, 25 people in there with tables set up. And they did their whole display, and they each had a theme. So they'd be basket parties, or they'd be home parties, or game ideas, or follow-up. No, not follow-up, because we had our whole session on that. But you get the idea. And so there might be 2 or 3 basket party tables, so you could see how different people do them, or home parties, or I'm suddenly drawing a blank. I can't think straight. But you get the idea. It was really cool. I liked how they did that, because then you got to see some different things. Recruiting, that's another one. So let me talk about the follow-up one. This was probably one of our favorite ones. One of the things she talked about that she does is a 2-2-2 system. And I heard it before, but I liked how she broke it. What is that? That's not good English. Broke it down. And so what she said is you would follow up. So after you deliver, okay, so if I deliver on Monday, 2 days after that on Wednesday, I would follow up the customer. Just checking in. Hey, did you get everything? Was everything right in your order? That sort of thing, right? Okay, so then she took a calendar, and I bought one of those Chick-fil-A calendars. You know, it had a little card on the back. I didn't care about the calendar, right? I just wanted the little coupon thing. But it works out perfect, because now I've got a calendar. And so she takes that, and she picks the date. I've got things popping up on my computer here. What is this? Okay, it's not affecting it. I think it's okay. Don't want it to shut down on me suddenly. Okay, so she takes the calendar, and so she would mark 2 weeks. It would be better if I was showing an actual calendar. 2 weeks from that day, and she writes their name down, and she even maybe writes their phone number down. Luke, are you hanging out with mommy there? Look at that cutie. Does Jennifer have someone there too? No, she's just raised her hand, I think. Okay, so, and then she marks also 2 months later. So that's the 2-2-2. 2 days after, 2 weeks after, 2 months after, right? Okay, so 2 days, did you get everything? Does everything look good? Are we still okay, right? 2 weeks after, that's when she would offer a sample. So has anybody heard of Slydial? Slydial? No. Okay. Love this. You want to write this down. Let me spell it for you. Sly, S-L-Y. You get what it's like, sly, sneaky, right? Slydial, D-I-A-L. What it is this great little app. Let me see. I can show it to you. Not that you don't know what an app looks like, but just because we can, because we all see each other. Okay, I don't know where it went. I have it somewhere on here. Oh, maybe it's under here. Oh, Slydial. No, you can't see that, can you? Whoop, there it is. Can you see that at all? Right there. It's that circle one. No, there. It's clearing up. Okay, so Slydial, what it does is I could call one of you. Ooh, I should test this. Let's see if we can do it. Slydial a contact. Okay. Let's see if you can hear it. Okay, it's calling. Can you hear the ring?
Uh-huh.
Are any of your phones ringing?
Hello?
Oh, man, it is. Okay. No, that didn't work. Go away. Shh, Tatum, don't talk. Try this again, because that didn't work. It was supposed to slide dial you. Cheated. Why didn't that work? I don't know. It does work. It did not work right then. Bad example. Okay, the idea, why didn't that work? I don't know why it didn't work. Okay, maybe I should have just selected your number. Let's try it. Copy. Okay, slide dial. Let's try it different. Cancel. Slide dial a number. Oh, Tatum, what's your number? Just tell me your number. I know you're going to have to unmute.
817
817
939
939
2466.
2466. Okay, let's see if we can get it to work this time. It already looks different.
Thank you for slide dialing. Ever wish you could send one voice
Can you hear that?
to multiple
Yeah.
people?
Okay.
Now you can with Slide Broadcast
Speaker
voice
might be down
messaging.
here.
Choose your recording, select a date and time, and set the caller ID of your choice. Your message will be sent directly to voicemail. For more information, visit us on the web at slidebroadcast.com. Slide Dial is now connecting you to this person's voicemail. Sorry, we could not successfully connect to this person's
What is wrong with
voicemail
your
box.
phone, Tatum?
Try again later.
Oh my gosh, somebody else give me your number. This is taking way too long. Who? Elizabeth, what's your number?
817 243 4682.
4682?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see if hers works properly. Oh, look at Lindley there. We're getting all the baby experience. Pulling mama's hair. Oh, you can't hear that because it's not on speaker.
Now you can with Slide Broadcast voice
This is the
messaging.
downfall. You got to listen to their advertising, right? But it's free.
Set the caller ID of your choice. Your message will be sent directly to voicemail. For more information, visit us on the web at slidebroadcast.com. Slide Dial is now connecting you to this person's voicemail.
Elizabeth, did your phone ring?
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
I will get back to
It says now it says missed call from unavailable.
It does say it?
Yeah.
Please record your message.
How funny.
When you have finished
So
recording,
here's what you do.
hang up or press 1
Right, this
for
is at 2
more
weeks. Hi, Elizabeth. You ordered from me, and I delivered it 2 weeks ago. And I just wanted to make sure you got it and that you're loving everything. And I tell you what, we got some new samples of the laundry product, and I really want to send it to you. So I need you to call me back like ASAP and tell me that you want these because I don't want them to go to waste. And I want to make sure that I send them to the right address and or meet you or something cheesy, stupid like this. But some sort of I need you to call me back comment, right? And that's pretty much it. So bye. Okay, so then, oh, hi, Lindley. Look at that pretty face. So that's your nice little cheesy way of getting away with not having to actually talk to the person and make them call you back, right? So you want to, you're doing this as a follow-up, right? You want to check on them, but you also want to do something that makes them call you back. So maybe ask open-ended questions. Don't just say, just wanted to see how your product's doing for you and leave it like that. Something that makes them call you back. Hey, I wanted to make sure, or I've got somebody else who's interested in Aussie Plum, and you ordered Aussie Plum. Can you call me back and tell me what you thought of Aussie Plum? Or, hey, I needed to buy some stock for an event I have coming up, and I was thinking about getting that rustic star warmer that you bought. Can you call me back and tell me if it matches in your decor? She used a really lame one. I've got a customer who wants to know, does it fit under the sink? I'm thinking, what? Who's putting a warmer under the sink? I don't get this. But anyways, it just gets them to call back, right? Say something cheesy or whatever just to get them to call you back. So that's at 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, you're not necessarily trying to get another sale, but you want to send them some sort of sample. something to get them into a different type product. So don't send them a wax sample necessarily because they maybe already have wax. Husband's texting me, so I need to check that. I'm a little bit loud. Damn, I'm too loud, apparently. Whatever. Can't wait to have my own house again. We'll leave that at that. Okay, so 2 weeks. What was I saying? He's getting on to me in my text messages, and I don't even remember. I know I'm crazy. See, I can still be crazy even on this little app thingy or whatever we're doing here. So some sort of sample other than what they've already used. If they've already been using laundry, don't send them more laundry samples, right? They already know how great it is. Send them a wax sample. If they're an oil sample, if they haven't used the diffusers yet, if they haven't used the skincare line, that sort of thing. Anyway, I get excited, so I get loud. That's what happens. Okay, 2 months. 2 months you call, and she calls and she says, I know that you must be out and needing to reorder. She doesn't even say, are you out? Do you need more? She doesn't say that. She says, I know that you must be out and you need to reorder. So she says, I know you must be out. Would you like to get it for free? So this is when she plugs her, like, getting them to host, right? So I know that you probably need to reorder, so I wanted to see if you might want to get it for free, right? So then they're like, sure, how do I get it for free? You get them to book a party, right? So that's at the 2 month mark. And then, of course, hopefully at that point, they're, if she doesn't do the party with you, then at least she needs to reorder or whatever. So you have 2 days after they get it, 2 weeks after they get it, 2 months after they get it. And she uses the slide aisle. Also, when you write thank you cards, I'm really bad at this, so I need to get better. But she said really personalize it. Don't just say, thank you so much for your order, blah, blah, blah. Same thing every single time. Be specific. Thank you so much for your order. I hope you're loving your new Kahula bar. Or I hope you're loving your new, I keep using Rustic Star, so I'm just going to keep going with that. I hope you love your new Rustic Star warmer. Does it match your living room great? Or where did you decide to put it? That kind of thing. Something fun in the card to make it obvious that you remember what they specifically got, and it's not just some generic thank you card you've written a million times. She also talked about Red Stamp, and I've seen this on the Scentsy page. Scentsy is teamed up with Red Stamp, and I'm really curious to check it out. So I can't really explain it to you because the way I understood it, I hope is what I understood correctly, but that may not be correct. So I don't want to explain it incorrectly. So go check it out. I believe you can find it redstamp.com, or you can even find it on the Scentsy page. But Scentsy apparently links up number of the month, scent of the month, and those sorts of things, and you can actually text them to your customers all completely free. So I'm curious how this works, if this is something I can set up every month, and just every month my customers would get a text of the warmer and scent of the month. How awesome would that be? I mean, obviously I want to do other things too, but that'd be really cool. So Red Stamp, R-E-D Stamp. Okay, that was pretty much all I had from that. Okay, so then I went around the Scentsy Expo, so I had all the different setups, and there were lots of really good ideas. Some of those I had heard before, so I didn't necessarily write them down because I've been to these things. This was, I think, my 5th or 6th year. So, oh, I got pictures to share with you guys because I took pictures on my phone, and I meant to upload those so that I could show you them on the computer, but that didn't happen. So later we'll get better at this. Print Runner. I haven't checked it out before. Anybody used Print Runner before? No, me neither. She had these like, they were probably like this big. They fit perfectly on the inside of her bar, and they were a little bit bigger, and they had a picture. They had her picture, and then it was a bigger label, so it wasn't the typical little labels. I think no matter how you label, it's good. But anytime you have your picture, it's really good. Because then people will remember, I met you. Oh, yeah, you're that nice lady that I met. I remember that face, that smile, that, that sort of thing. So, this just smells so good. I really hope they come out with that one. Okay, so Print Runner is how she did it. You may even be able to do it on Vistaprint. I've seen some people use Vistaprint for, like, the bigger labels and still put the picture in the corner. But this was like I don't want to say square because I have a math degree and I know that it was more rectangular, but it was more square shape, than just that long rectangle, if that makes sense. I saw a thing on fundraisers. There was a table that someone set up on fundraisers, and she does a lot of them. And one of the things she does is rather than a competition between the students, so first student gets this or that or whatever, she does a class competition. So as this class is going to compete with that class, this is obviously if you're doing a school fundraiser, so you've got multiple classrooms. I guess you could even do daycare, maybe, if it was a big enough one. But competition between the classes, and whichever class won, she would do like an ice cream party or some sort of party like that. I think your cheapest route would be ice cream or popcorn, because those you can get pretty cheap, in bulk. Pizza gets a little more expensive. You can get it cheap for that many people, it can still get pricey. All a tax write-off, remember. So now she does do a competition between the teachers. So she has the classroom, but then each teacher, whoever sells the most, gets a free warmer. And so she was like, the teachers really compete for that and really try to do that. The other thing, I know what she said. The competition between the classes, and I didn't even write this down, so I'm glad I remembered it. The competition between the classes, she said the class that'll win is the class that has, like, every student brings it back with at least one order on it. So it's not even necessarily that they have to have a whole bunch of orders. So as long as every single person in the class brought it back with at least one order on it. Obviously, go home to mom, right, and get mom to order, and you at least have one order there, and then you go from there. So that was one thing she mentioned. She also mentioned when you're going to present this. So you guys might be thinking, well, how do I even get, anybody to want to do this with me? So she made up a presentation folder. This will be a nicer folder than you're actually going to give out for it. And then one of the things that she did that I loved is she took, and if I had time, I'd bring it over here, but she took, one of our smaller boxes, not the big rectangle boxes, but the smaller boxes that we'll get with smaller orders. She took that and she actually packaged up fake orders, right, mock orders, and made them look all pretty, ribbon up, whatever, put them in the box and showed them that the difference between you doing a fundraiser with them and them just going and getting whoever is when they get those other people just show up with all the stuff, right, and give it to them and say, okay, now, and they have to divide it. You're trying to sell the fact that you, we lost Tatum and she's texting me. Kid's crazy, grumpy husband. She'll watch later. Okay, so she takes this box to show them, and I did this too when I did my big fundraiser in Arlington a couple years ago. I divided it by each student. So if one student had 3 orders, I would take their 3 orders and divide them just like a party, right? I'd put it in the box, and then each classroom, I put all their orders together. So that's what she's showing them. She's taking an example box with 3 orders in it and saying, look, each student will get a box just like this with their name on it. Name of student on it with their orders already divided and ready. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sorry, water. Drink break again. In my cute Scentsy cup, you should get this because even if you don't wear Scentsy and you're drinking out of your Scentsy cup, it sells. Because I had someone the other day like Scentsy and went conversation. So get the box. So the point of that is to basically show them how you're different than the experience they would have if they went with just the generic dough or, whatever. So I thought that was really cool. In their fundraiser envelopes that you can order from Scentsy, inside that she put a showcase brochure, she put an explanation sheet, and then she put 5 order forms on there, and she specifically highlighted on the order forms what information she wanted so that they would make sure to fill it out. Because a lot of times you'll get people to fill out a name, and you want their follow-up, right? Fortune's in the follow-up. So when I did that fundraiser in Arlington a couple years ago, I got recruits from that. Not from like right then, but a year later, I was terrible and did not follow up with them. And a year later, I was like, maybe, let me just see what happens. Let me follow up with them. I got like couple $100 in orders just from texting a few people. And I got a girl that ended up joining my team. Actually, 2 or 3. I don't know. She ended up, who knows? This, it keeps going. So fundraisers are good all around. Give up her full commission to them. That's what I do as well. And then, of course, you get all the free and half price items. So that's what you get to take away from it, and you give them all the rest of the goodies. Any questions on fundraisers?
I have one, Tiffany, because I got one that was possibly fixing to take off with. It's a whole like band. How would I make a competition out of that in between the kids?
It's at a what?
It's a high school band. How would I make a competition in between?
Band? Is that what you're saying? It cuts out every time. Band? Okay. Okay. Bands have different periods, class periods, right? In high school. I don't know. Do they still call them that? Whatever they call them, they're still going to have different band groups. So I would make those the competitions. Now, you would want to do percentage because some bands, right, they may have a few less students in one group and another group. So I would just say the highest percentage to participate. So if 100% people participate and only one class does that, they're the automatic winners, so forth. I'm not sure. I didn't ask her because I didn't think about it till just now, how that would work if you have 100% in both of them. Do you then take actual order number? So maybe that'd be how you would determine the difference, because you don't want to necessarily give both classes
right
the prizes or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Any other fundraiser questions?
Nope.
It's been a while since I've done a big fundraiser like that. I'd like to get into it again. I do have one smallish one that I do, and I'm telling you, if you could just get a few like that, I would like to get a few more like that, because every 10% off month, so every February and every August, I message her, hey, Denier. I message her and I say, hey, it's 10% off month. You want to do your fundraiser? She says, oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. And we set up a fundraiser, and it gets $300 to $500 in orders, sometimes a little more. It's varied. And then sometimes she does another one throughout the year. But, gosh, imagine this happens to me twice a year. At least twice a year, I have a guaranteed $300 to $500 party, right? So some of you, that would be huge, just to keep you going in 1 month. And of course, you're going to get the free and half price on that. So a $500 one, that's $75 in free and 4 or 5 half price items, I think, when you include the perpetual. So, that's great for growing your stock or even your own personal. That's how I buy my stuff. Like I was telling you about the cleaning products, because I try to buy for myself and use my own stuff. So I use our laundry line, I use our cleaning line, and that sort of thing. So fundraisers are really, really good. And you want to earn these trips? A lot of people earn the whole trip or a lot of the trip because they do big fundraisers. Big fundraisers. Because this last one, think about it, was 19,000 points, right? And you technically had to get, I don't remember the percentage, but a certain percentage couldn't just be your PRV. You couldn't just sell 19,000. But if you got some big fundraisers to boost you up there, and then you promote or you gain a team person or two and get points that way, you could earn the trip just off of doing fundraisers. So even though you're not making the big money there, but you're getting the free and half price and you're earning a free trip. I'd love to take someone with me on the next free trip. Who'd we lose? We lost somebody. Who's left?
Jennifer,
yeah. Okay. New customers. Oh, that was just... Okay, so the new customers one, I remember now. I didn't take a lot of notes because I'm telling you, some of the stuff is just like you had to see it just to kind of, follow with it. One of the things that I really liked that she did, and this is another thing I took a picture of, she took, okay, have you seen at the dollar spot those little water break? I need a water break. I'm about to choke. Excuse me.
all right.
What is that noise? Who is that?
I'm trying to use my phone.
What is it?
It's my text message. Everybody's texting me, and I told them I'm in the middle of a conference call. Leave me alone.
Okay, I have to jump up because my dog, I think, is about to pee on my floor if I don't let her out. So hold on. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Whew, goodness gracious. Clearly needed to go.
Where are y'all from?
Well, yeah, we should have done an introduction just in case everybody didn't know everybody.
Yeah, it would be a good thing.
Yeah, sorry. Elizabeth, you want to start?
I don't like myself on camera. Ugh.
Yeah.
You look fabulous in here. Don't you worry about it. You all look fabulous.
That's why I've come in
Okay,
and
well,
out.
here. Wait, I'll tell you real quick then. Elizabeth, I'm just going in order of what I can see. I don't know if it's the same order for you. Elizabeth is in Haltom City, North Richland Hills area. Monica, are you in Mansfield? Arlington. Okay, you're good. Arlington. She just had surgery not even a week ago, I think. So she's recovering. So we need to be praying for her. She's got a few more weeks recovering. I'm so glad she joined us, though. And then Denier's in Arlington. And Stacy, I keep forgetting because I always want to say Palmer.
It's pretty close. Rocket, it's close enough.
Rocket. Okay. So you guys are all kind of all over the place, right? So what? You're tired? You want to go to bed? Okay. He's gonna chicken out on me, and that means late night, and I get to watch my shows on Netflix. Woo. Okay. Anyways, what? Oh, you're right. It is Hulu. I've been into Law and Order SVU. It's on Hulu, and I've just been watching since the beginning. So sometimes it's bad because I stay up way too late doing it. So, okay. So I was talking about new customers. So she takes those. Do you know the Dollar Spot pots, the little pots? Do you know what I'm talking about? You could put pins in, or like a little flower pot, right?
Yeah.
Clearly not in bed, right? Good night.
Nah.
Too much excitement going on. Oh, well, of course, the other ones.
Good night.
Lean
Bye.
Good night.
They keep distracting me now. I don't remember what I was saying. Was it on?
What?
The pots. The dollar pots.
Mom, I see that JBQ person is here.
JBQ person?
You know.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
think you're talking about me, Tiffany.
Oh. JBQ. I don't know why. I was thinking of JBF, my event that's coming up in a couple weeks.
JBQ.
We lost Monica. She was feeling well. She just texted me that she was going to take it off. So
It's not JBQ.
yes, you see Denier. Okay. Go away. I gotta keep going. Okay, so she takes these flower pots, but it's bigger. It's not like the little ones from the Dollar Spot, right? It's huge, but it's like, I don't know. What do you think, Denier? Like, I don't know. It's a pretty, like, imagine the Dollar Spot ones, but like 3 times that size. Not huge, but bigger. And she puts in samples, wax.
It's like the size of a small bucket.
Do what?
Sand bucket.
Sand bucket. Yeah.
Yes.
Except it wasn't plastic. It was like metal. Yeah. And she would get different designs. So maybe she'd have butterflies in the spring, pumpkins in the fall, that kind of thing. I'm going between tea and water. Are you kidding me? 10 minutes. Okay, we got to finish.
Talk fast, Tiffany.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, so she took the pot and she would get different samples, a wax sample. She would make up samples and, have different options for them, maybe 3 or 4 different options. And she put in a couple catalogs and some of the Babe the dog. And she put in some of the Warmer of the Month flyers, something like this in there. The samples would be separate, though, in the bottom. And she would have some order forms in it, and it would just be very simple. And she would not present it like a basket party. So what she would do is she would go into a business, maybe businesses she was familiar with. She frequented a doctor's office she went to often, a tire place she went to, car maintenance, dentist, somewhere where she was familiar with. I think you could do this in a lot of different places. Like, I'm already thinking of all kinds of ideas. But what she would do is she wouldn't say, can I bring a party basket, or whatever. She would say, can I bring some samples? I want to give some goodies for you guys. Can I bring you some samples? And so she even said sometimes, and I really like this idea, it means you have to spend a little bit of money, but I think it would pay off. But she said sometimes she would even do donuts or cookies with it. Hey, I want to bring you guys some donuts and cookies and some Scentsy samples. Is that okay? So that it wasn't just, I'm trying to give you my product. I want to also, and it immediately made me think of the time, Pirate Day. Do you know about Pirate Day? There's Pirate Day. And if you dress up like a pirate, Krispy Kreme gives you a free dozen donuts if you dress full pirate costume. So a couple years ago, our whole family decked out in pirates, and we ended up with 4 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. So who needs that for a family of 4? Not me, because I'm not even that big of a fan of Krispy Kremes, but that's okay. And we needed a new tire. So what we did is we ate a few, had fun, right? And then we went to the tire place, to Discount Tire, and we were like, hey, we've got a couple extra free donuts, right? And so they were like, oh, yeah, cool, right? They came back out afterwards and said your tire needed to be replaced or something. And so we just went ahead and put on a used one we had that's in pretty good condition. We're not going to charge you. And I was like, what? We're bringing free donuts to the tire people more often, right? So when she said that, it really made me think about some of these places. I was thinking about teachers and teacher lounges. They love when you have free snacks or goodies or something there. Baby, I've only got 7 minutes. I got to finish this. So I was thinking, you want to bet too? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be loud. I'm trying not to. I get excited. I know. Okay. Thank you, baby. Okay, so hey, where do I get ice for my drink? The bottom thing. Okay. Sorry, she doesn't have her ice maker doesn't work, so he keeps it hidden somewhere. I don't know, secret or something. So I think in terms of like what would really get them. I feel like if I called a school or connected with somebody at a school and said, hey, I want to bring snacks for the teachers and some Scentsy samples, I think I'm going to have more of a leeway in than if I just say, hey, can I set up some samples there? You know, little things like that. So that was one of my favorite things that she talked about and that she did. And then she would just go back a few days later. She'd tell them I'm going to come back a couple days later, and she would just rotate. She'd try to rotate that same one to like 3 different businesses that week. You know, so it'd stay at 2 or 3 one day and then 2 or 3 the next day, and it would rotate around. And I loved this idea because it was a subtle way of doing a catalog party without it being in your face. And because, you know, if you ask people to do a catalog party, they may say no, but if you just say, hey, I want to bring some samples to your work, you got a better chance. And then if you say, hey, I want to bring some samples and some goodies, you got an even bigger chance. And this can be whatever. I mean, you can even make your own cookies. You know, if it's a smaller office or whatever, you could just make a batch of cookies yourself and say, hey, I want to bring some homemade cookies up there for you guys, and some samples. So does that make sense? Ooh, nurses too. You probably could do that. Were you already thinking that, Stacey?
Yes.
Yeah, like I feel like the sky's the limit here if you really start thinking about it and just approaching. I mean, just make a phone call. Hey, can I speak to the office manager? Would it be, you know, because you got to get permission from the person who it matters with, right? So I assume that'd be office manager most. I think that's all I got. Denier, you wanted to say anything?
No, I think you did really good. I've enjoyed this.
Good. I'm glad. What do you guys think? I mean, you like the video option?
Yeah.
Like it.
Yep.
I mean, I think there's some good to doing it in person too. So kind of what I was thinking is once I have my own place again, maybe doing both, offering both. So you can come to the house and do it in person with us. So, you know, because I could have this further back and have people around and you still be able to watch it from home. Unfortunately, some of my out-of-staters, I guess they didn't see my post, and so when I texted them like 30 minutes ago, they hadn't seen it. That was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to do it, because we've got people who just cannot, you know, they're in North Carolina and New Jersey and Ohio. So
That's what's cool about it.
yeah, so this I think is great, and I was showing some people earlier. There's a lot of fun stuff I can do with it. Were you guys all on when I showed you my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stacey.
I was.
Okay, Denier wasn't. Denier, I'll just show you real quick before we run out of time. Let's see if it'll show. Okay, so I think this is a great tool to use for training. So if you have a new recruit, Elizabeth, Stacey, you both have recruits, right? So
yes.
I think this is a great tool, even if they're local to you know, this is something that you can say, look, rather than us trying to find a time to meet or spend money, maybe you don't have money and you just don't want to say, let's meet somewhere because then you feel like you got to buy something. Hey, let's keep it simple. Stay in our PJs late one night, let's do some training. And then you could sit here and I could see yours. I could ask you, hey, everybody go to the training center. Show me your screens, and you could share this exact same thing by doing the same thing that I did. Because it's just at the very bottom, you know, where it says mute, stop video, invite, manage participants, share screen. That's where they would click, and you could even click it and it won't do anything unless you actually do it. But then you could pick right there and see, you know, have them share their screen to show you. So it's a great tool to use in training when you're like, I don't know what to do in training. Just go to the workstation and start telling them to click on those tabs and show them what's in the tab. And if you don't know what's in those tabs, start clicking, or get on a video with me and I'll show you what's on all those tabs. I feel pretty confident that I think all of you are pretty familiar with your workstation. But play around with it and really click through there. It's also great to show them, and you guys really, if you don't already know this, you need to know this. Let me click it. Training Center. Look, here's another thing I love that you can do. Watch. This is great. Training Center. Did I get it all? Because I had this box in the way. Move out of the way. See? So, oh, looky right there. It's right there. So, see, this is great. So, if you want to say, you know, everybody needs to go to their training center and make phone calls, or you listen to trainings, and they're like, I don't know where that is. There you go. It is right there. Good? Any questions? We only have 2 minutes. Nope. Good?
Good.
All right, awesome. Thanks for joining me, guys. I had fun, and we'll plan it again soon. I would like to actually do something like this weekly, but it doesn't have to be this extensive. Like, we can keep it 30 minutes, just say, hey, let's get together and chat. How are you doing? Is everybody doing good? And that sort of thing, just to kind of touch base and help keep each other accountable with our stuff. So, sound good?
Yep.
Work for me.
Okay, I'll keep you posted. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.